This is Shane with Tezos Bakers Showcase, here with Andrew from Tez Nebraska. Thank you for coming, Andrew.
Appreciate you having me.
If you don't know, this project was just for to get out and to talk to the small independent Tezos bakers on the network that help secure the network, just to help build the Tezos community, see how things are going, see what kind of things we can do better, and to see what got you into Tezos in the first place. So my first question for you, Andrew, is how did you get into Tezos, and how long have you been a public baker?
Yeah, public baker since August of 2022, I believe. The years are starting to run together, but
Hmm.
just a real quick history here. I actually got interested in blockchain back in 2017 when my former employer was talking about it. And so a few years later, I got interested in blockchain, and I even explored being a Bitcoin miner, but then decided I don't want to be part of that CPU arms race. So I discovered
Right.
when I discovered proof of stake, I discovered Cardano. And so I was in Cardano for about a year or so, but it didn't work out economically. It's just the economics aren't that great. So I wish I discovered Tezos first, and it was after I wanted to stay with uh, the proof of stake cryptocurrency that I discovered Tezos. I thought, well, this is a better model. So I've been, and it's been easier to work with their tools and everything, and it's been a great experience. Not that I want to disparage Cardano because it's working out well for others, but it's just Tezos has been a better experience for me. So yeah, it's been. I think I started baking April as a private baker, and then I think I became a public baker in August of that same year,
Yeah,
2020.
I think the chain is really strong. I like the idea too. Proof of stake
Yeah.
is less energy, transaction
Tezos
time.
is ahead of its time. And even now, we've had some protocol changes within the Tezos network, specifically the Paris upgrades. And now where, Tezos token holders have the option to actually stake their tokens versus just delegating, where staking can actually go to secure the network. And right now, you get a little bit higher rewards. What do you think about this new model of staking?
Really glad they came up with that model. That staking is definitely a better option. Uh, it In some ways, I kind of wish staking was the only option, but at least the delegators have a choice. Because at least you don't have to with delegating, your funds are still they're not frozen, so it's good that they have that choice. So, but I'm glad they did that, and also just from a standpoint of economics, of doing something about the inflation. So, I think it's good. There's still work to be done. Obviously, I've been kind of watching the Agora discussions about the latest. I forget. It starts with a Q, and I forgot the proposals already. Their names, Kina, and I can't remember what the other one was. But I'm looking into those proposals once they get out there, and I may go with the one that was proposed by Test Capital. So,
Okay, yeah, it's very interesting.
yeah, it is because interesting, and that's what I like about Tezos.
Doing these
You got
upgrades and making the chain a lot better.
right, and the discussion is very open out there, and seems like the main technical players who support Tezos are open to those discussions. So I appreciate that.
Yeah. So in the future, what do you think the Tezos community can do better to kind of help improve and to, I know the price action doesn't always follow, but there's a lot of us out there that are part of the community and building.
Hmm.
What do you think needs to be done in the future to kind of, I guess, maybe get people's attention about the network? I feel like maybe sometimes we're doing all these great things and, we don't do a good job at getting the information out there.
I know that's tough. It's yeah, you're going up against Ethereum and Bitcoin, and yeah, how do you get that attention? I know. I remember a couple of years, 2 or 3 years ago, I think they even advertised at the Met Stadium. I'm not sure what people thought of that, but yeah, I don't know. Just keep working on the tool set available for DeFi apps. I've heard some complaints about that. I haven't done enough with the DeFi myself to really have a good judgment of whether it's good or bad. But I think bottom line is I need to keep working on making those better tools available, and it's going to be interesting to see what Tezos X has for us. So I am excited about that.
Oh yeah, I saw the roadmap. I'm not a technical guy, but I did like just to see the roadmap, the Tezos X roadmap. and the roll-ups. And, to me, it seems like they're working on it, right? They're
Yeah.
definitely making progress
Yep.
towards faster transaction times, block times. And I think they're taking the mindset of if they build it, the people will come, right? You just
Right.
focus on the product. And if you make a really good product, it will sell itself because it will have an actual usage. I'm still here because I still have hope that, we'll get to where we need to be. I think Tezos is a top 10 coin, personally. I think it's sad to see a bunch of meme coins up there on the coin market cap, and then I see all this work being done with Tezos with real use case, and I feel like it doesn't get its justice that it deserves.
Right.
So, maybe that will come with time. I don't know, but.
Yeah, and maybe the foundation needs to find some better way of marketing. I'm not a marketer, so I don't know how to do that. So, that's the fun part, trying to get the word out.
Yeah, it's weird because I just recently I was in California airport. I saw this is the first time I seen somebody, but they had the Tezos Manchester United outfit shirt, and I was like, okay, that's the first piece of Tezos advertising I've seen with someone wearing that. I know they spent a lot of money on that. I don't know if it was worth that to them. We definitely have to get the word out, but if they build a good product, I think people will just naturally come.
It will happen. That's great. It will.
Yeah. So you're a small baker, but you're kind of like full, right?
I am full. Well, that's what happens. You only have a 3% fee. That's what I liked about Tezos versus Cardano. Cardano, you had a minimum you couldn't go below, and so I like that freedom with Tezos. And I just, not that I want to undercut anybody, I just felt like I'm low cost, and that's what it is. It's a great low cost platform, and so I wanted to reflect that low cost in my fee, and wanted to be nice to my delegators. So
right, no, that makes sense. Yeah, I seen you had a low fee, but yeah, that makes sense. At least bring people on, and maybe a couple years down the road you can bump it up or whatever. I don't think people mind paying fees for the bakers.
Yeah.
Yours is real low, but you could probably go up to 15%. I think it would be reasonable. And some
people
probably
yeah. And what I like about the community was I was afraid I was going to get some grief for that. I have not been given grief, and that's great. So, but. I may be forced to do that to shed some over delegators. I may have to do that to bump it up. So we'll see. I like that freedom with this blockchain.
How did you advertise to get people to start kind of, either delegating with you or staking with you?
Started off with just social media. I didn't have a website yet, so I started off with X and Telegram. I'm not sure if anyone saw anything, but I think the low fee helped, and I started getting plenty of delegators, and I can't remember at what point I got over delegated, but and then I think getting a website kind of helped, but I didn't work too hard. I had to work much harder and pay more to market on Cardano. That was tough, but it's been much smoother with Tezos.
Okay, yeah. I mean, you're pretty easy to find. When people are searching public bakers, you pop up there. And people got to do their own research and see, if there's room available. And I think that's pretty easy to be able to look and see if a baker has room available for stakers or delegators or whatnot.
Exactly. Yeah, I really appreciate what the guys at Baking Bad do. So, yeah, it's a great community, and I appreciate what you're doing here with this website. So.
Yeah, I figured it's better to do something versus nothing, right? And I think
right.
I hear a lot of people say, well, nobody uses Tezos or this or that, but that's not really true because I know there's tons of people that use it. There's tons of bakers. We have a very large community, and maybe we don't always get out there and people don't see that. So that's what this is part of that, is saying, hey, we are here. We're not a zombie chain. We do have a lot of people that are building. We have a lot of people that are working on the chain, and we have a large and diverse community of people. So. That is kind of to get out there and do that. I'm not a baker myself. I did mess around with it a little bit, but not for me. But I do enjoy that aspect that anybody with a small amount of money can go and start doing that.
Yeah.
And it's not too bad.
Yeah.
I do know that with this new upgrade, there's a risk of, if you stake your coins, you could potentially. It seems like there's been a few incidents in the past of double baking. But that's like pretty rare, and that wouldn't even happen with you, right?
No.
Not
yeah. If you're set up right, it's not going to happen. So with me, and I thought that's why I put on the Baking Bad website that I'm not gonna double bake. So
That's good. Yeah.
it's not
So
gonna
because people
happen.
don't know, they don't know maybe they don't know all that goes into it. But yeah, it's like, it's not gonna happen. There's a way you can set it up to where that's not gonna happen. If you're a
Right.
trusted baker, and
Mhm.
that's what I think is cool about doing these videos is because people can actually see the baker and you can hear you talking about, yeah, this is my setup. This is why it's not gonna happen. And that's why if you want to bake with somebody, these small independent bakers I think are so important. And I really think the small independent bakers is really what is gonna make the chain succeed because you guys really are
Yeah.
the workhorse, if you may, of just securing the blockchain. And the more people
Right.
that we can bring on, make baking easier,
Mhm.
make it more streamlined, I think is just better for Tezos, completely. So
Yeah.
doing a very good job, doing a very good job.
Yeah.
So is there anybody you want to give a shout out to or thank today?
Yeah, yeah. One of my delegators, this is what's some of the interesting aspects about this community. One of my delegators is actually is a art museum, and their Tezos name is TGAM, TGAM. It's the Tannhauser Generative Art Museum. I want to give them a shout out. They've been my delegator for about a year now, and so their website is tgam.xyz. And they have some interesting stuff out there. So some with this generative arts that I wanted to give them a plug.
Oh yeah, I was seeing all the artwork that was done on Tezos NFTs, and it seems like it was blowing up there for a minute.
Yeah.
And I think it will get back to that. But as a use
Hmm.
case, yeah, it's really cool to see all those independent artists, whether they're selling their art or their music,
Hmm.
and to be able to have all these transactions. I think it's a really cool use casage, along with the gaming aspect. I think if Tezos could bump into gaming too, and I know they're working with
Yep.
Ubisoft,
Hmm.
that is potentially huge.
Right.
Because I'm a gamer and I would like to be able to buy something on a video game and transfer it to the blockchain and be able to carry it over to the next game or
Hmm.
to even resell it. I think, and the same goes for the NFT artwork and all that.
Yeah.
So it really is amazing stuff. I'm going to check your delegatee out, I guess.
Hmm.
That's good. And yeah, just to see the huge influx of artists that came with Tezos, I really thought that was going to be, a big part of Tezos chain, and I think it will be.
Hmm.
It's just, we go in these cycles. Um,
Yeah.
but I definitely want to see Tezos stay on the first 100 coins. I don't want to see it drop off.
Yeah.
Uh, I know we're on the first page and we're kind of like hanging there in the 90s, and I think
Hmm.
I would love to see it. I would love to see it rise because I know it has the potential to. It's been built to, and I think there's a lot of coins above it that Tezos has a better use case in them,
Yeah.
uh, and it's just a better idea completely. So
It is.
that's very cool. Okay, well, I'm not going to take up too much of your time, Andrew. Thank you for doing this little interview with me.
Hmm.
It's kind of small, growing, but that's what we do as a community.
Hmm.
I am going to link all your address and everything on the Tezos Baker website,
Okay.
and I'll link
Appreciate
your
that.
website on there. So when the idea is they can kind of click on it, maybe check out your video, and
Hmm.
then have your information right there, so they can get a face to face and
That'd
see
be
if
great.
if you have space in the future, or you're looking for more people to delegate or stake with you, that they can make that decision. So, anything else you'd like to
Nope.
say, Andrew?
Nope. This has been great. I appreciate this opportunity, Shane, and thanks again for what you're doing with your website.
Okay. Well, I appreciate you, and have a good day, and we'll get this up on the website. Appreciate it.
All right. You bet. Take care.